welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into that recent FIFA Club World Cup quarterfinal. Palmeiras versus Chelsea, July 5th. You shared some great BBC Sports stuff, the live feed, analysis, fan comments, the lot. So the mission today, Chelsea won 2-1, seems simple enough, but we want to pull on the threads, find the really interesting stories hidden in that game, especially around one player. Okay, let's get into it.
Absolutely. And it's fascinating, isn't it, how a match with like a pretty clear outcome can still hold so much. You've got individual stories, tactics, even just the feel from the fans. Lots to unpack.
Look, so Chelsea got through.
Yeah.
Goals from Cole Palmer early on, 16th minute, and then that own goal late on, 83rd minute from Palmeiras. But the bit that really grabbed me, honestly, was Palmeiras' goal. 53rd minute, fantastic strike. And it came from Estevão. He was even named superior player of the match. Knowing his whole situation, what was your first thought?
My first thought was kind of, is this like a final defiant roar for Palmeiras, or is it the ultimate job interview? Because, I mean, he scored against Chelsea, the team he's about to join.
It's $52 million deal, right?
Exactly. And this was his last game for Palmeiras before he makes that move after the tournament. If you look at the bigger picture, it's more than just, oh, he played well. It feels like a strategic performance.
Strategic. How so?
Well, I think about the psychology. Scoring against the club that just dropped serious money on you, it's a huge statement.
Right.
Tells his future club, his future teammates, look, I'm not just talented, I perform under, well, really weird pressure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's almost poetic, isn't it? Saying goodbye to Palmeiras like that and hello to Chelsea with a bang goal against them.
Definitely memorable. But okay, while Estevão had his moment, Chelsea, they didn't exactly cruise through, did they?
Yeah.
I saw John Obi Mikel, former Chelsea guy, said their second half was very worrying, very sloppy.
Right.
He even said Chelsea were so lucky with the goal.
Yeah, and Mikel's observation, it sort of matches up with some stats, but it's also a bit strange. Because Chelsea did dominate the numbers, possession way up at nearly 63%, way more shots, 19-7.
42 touches in their box versus 15 for Palmeiras. Sounds dominant.
It does suggest they were attacking well, but then you look at Palmeiras having more fouls. And Chelsea picked up 3 yellows to Palmeiras 1. And needing that deflection for the winner, it points towards maybe less control than the stats suggest, especially in that second half.
Sloppy, like Mikel said.
Could be. Or maybe complacency. Maybe they thought they had it won after Palmer's goal. It raises questions about their game management.
And it wasn't just the performance. They paid a price, too, didn't they? They debuted Juan Pedro, the new £55 million signing, sure.
Yeah.
But Delap and Colwill got suspended for the semi. Plus, their captain, Reece James, hurt in the warm-up. So, a win, but costly.
Exactly. It's that mix, isn't it? The on-field stuff, the individual stories like Estevão, the tactical questions, the off-field costs. It made this game feel bigger.
You really saw that reflected in the fan reactions, too.
Yeah.
Like that fan comment from Macau you flagged was glued to the BBC updates. Said something like,
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
rolling my eyes at this competition 4 weeks ago, and now I'm searching flights for the semifinal.
Huh. That's quite the turnaround, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
Shows how quickly engagement can flip.
And that fan probably isn't alone. It points to maybe a growing appreciation for this tournament. Maybe the format, the global names, or just the pure drama of knockout games is finally like crabbing people, turning doubters into flight searchers.
Yeah.
And you saw the emotion on the pitch too. Enzo Maresca punching the air, the Palmeiras players totally devastated. It clearly meant a lot to them.
So wrapping this up then, what's the big takeaway for you from this deep dive? More than just the 2-1 scoreline.
For me, it really highlights how one moment, like Estevão's goal, can just define the memory of a match. And how off-field stuff like transfers adds these really interesting layers to what happens on the pitch. Plus, it's a reminder, isn't it? Knockout football, it's unpredictable. Luck, mistakes, they can totally swing things, even if one team looks better on paper.
It makes you think, how much is strategy versus just reacting to the chaos?
Exactly. How much can you plan for moments like that own goal or a wonder strike from your incoming player?
Right. And now Chelsea face Fluminense Tuesday in New Jersey. That's going to be another tough one. Okay, that's all we have time for on this deep dive. Thanks for joining us. Hope you feel a bit more clued in, maybe even more curious about the stories behind the scores.